Hello and welcome to Trend Watch 777. Okay, so we're going to go over and talk about a black woman. From my understanding, she was shot 6 times now. Shout out to Dr. Richie, and I haven't watched this video, so we're going to be watching it together for the first time. And this is from Indisputable. So shout out to again, um, Indisputable with Dr. Rashad Richie. Okay, let's go.
I'm taking you to Michigan. On October 26, 2025, Tracy Allen was shot 6 times by a Detroit cop. The cop is Officer Zachary Melvin. This was during a minor traffic stop. Melvin miraculously survived the shooting and is now suing the police. Got some of those names mixed up. My apologies. Is suing the police department for $25 million. Miss Allen, Tracy Allen, is a mother of 5. Told the reporters at the press conference that she had just left Walmart. After leaving Walmart, she was pulled over by the police. The cop is Mr. Zachary Melvin, who accused Miss Allen of having a legal tent and an obscured license plate. These are non-moving violations, okay? She said she handed the cop her license, she handed the cop her registration, but he became impatient when she was taking too long to pull up her insurance card on her phone. So he began arguing with her. She was frightened because he was extremely angry. His demeanor was angry. And she asked him, "Will you please call a supervisor?" But he refused, so she dialed 911. Now, remember, in most jurisdictions, it's protocol. If you request a supervisor,
It's supposed
you
to
get a
call.
supervisor. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you get a supervisor. Especially when you're talking about a minor traffic situation. There's no active felon or felony being committed, and there's no one chasing anybody. Hey, listen, I will feel safer if you called your supervisor. Very common request. This cop refused. Now, to justify her fear, something happens next. Quote, "I told the operator," this is when she called 911, "that I fear for my life and asked her to stay on the phone with me." End quote. Another quote. After that, he called for backup.
He
The
called for
backup officer
backup.
pulled up and pepper sprayed me.
What?
Fearing for her life, she drove away from the cops and was on her way to a nearby police station when the 2 cops chased her down, boxed her in with their patrol cars. Quote, "He already had his gun out, so I thought I was going to get shot in my head." She said Melvin first stood in front of her car with the gun drawn, then moved to the side, ordering her out at gunpoint, but she refused to step out, which was when he began shooting her.
Wow.
Obviously, there's no reason to shoot somebody.
Right, because I'm wondering, did they feel threatened, or did they think that she was going to use her vehicle as some kind of weapon? But so far, there's no indication of that. And then, but prior to that, she was in fear for her life, so she drove away. So I'm wondering if that just triggered more anger from this police officer. Well, from both of them. Now there's 2 of them.
Who's inside of the vehicle. So he has to make up a reason. There's more. With multiple bullet wounds on her left arm and leg, Allen drove to a nearby police precinct where she was met with more cops with their guns drawn. But when
Mm.
she told them she had been shot, they began rendering first aid, then transported her to the hospital. After she was treated at the hospital, she was then transported to jail. but none of the
None of the
cops told
cops.
her why she was going to jail. I'll put a picture back up, Jordan. The scars you see are gunshot wound. Woman was shot 6 times for non-moving traffic violation. She said, quote, basically, I was going to jail because I was going too slow to give him my insurance, she told reporters. Quote, that's all I knew I was going to jail for. At the jail, a cop told her that she was being arrested because she drove away from the traffic stop, and the cop clinging to her car, which would have been a serious felony charge. Quote, I said, no, he wasn't. That never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me I'll have my day in court, end quote. She said, meanwhile, local media were publishing stories with headlines like, woman shot by Detroit police after refusing command, chief says, and woman shot inside vehicle after she attempted to ram officers, police
Now
say.
you see what they're doing. You see what they're doing. This is media for you. This is just media for you, like a cover up starting already, and it's like they're trying to give the officer a valid reason of why he reacted in a manner that he did.
Once again, local news media, stop getting your cues from the damn police report. Okay? Because it could be a fabrication. Now, within hours, we're talking about October 26th, that shooting, Detroit police chief, within hours, okay? The chief of police, his name is Todd Bettison. The chief criminalized Allen by telling reporters she refused to provide her information before driving off with Officer Melvin clinging to her car.
They didn't say anything about her within hours of her calling the 911 operator and asking, no, what happened to the 911? Was she still on the phone? Well, we need to hear from the operator. I ain't heard anything from that yet. That 911 call?
Fearing for his life. But Davis, Allen's attorney, said police and prosecutors have refused to give him the body camera footage. However, video of the shooting was actually captured by a home security camera and then obtained by local media, contradicting the initial police narrative. Once again, the only reason why this is out is because of that home security footage.
That home security.
So let's put the chief up again.
Where's the video? I want to see the video.
So after that happened, the chief then magically realized.
Oh, he magically realized.
He was wrong. Okay. After watching the body camera video.
He just looked like a howdy doody cop. I mean, anyway, the chief. Come on, it don't look like he does any kind of investigating himself. Whatever you tell him, that's what it is. I mean, come on, look at him. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, huh?
Calling another press conference because he already had one where he said, you know what, this is what she did. This is why she's charged. This is why she was shot. This is why she almost died, killed by one of these cops because the cop was justified. He was in fear for his life. So once the real story came out with video evidence, the chief says, well, let's do another press conference. And the chief said, well, obviously I was wrong. Calling another press conference the following day to tell reporters that not only had Allen handed the officer her information, but that Officer Melvin is the one who committed multiple policy violations that led to the shooting. Charges against Miss Allen were quickly dismissed. Officer Melvin, who has been on the force less than 2 years, was suspended without pay.
Suspended?
And is supposedly under criminal.
Suspended without pay? Why don't they? Those are terms. You need to be fired.
Investigation, chief. You should have slapped the cuffs on him yourself if you give a damn about the citizen that he violated. You say he violated policy, sir. You're a law enforcement officer. Your job is not to enforce policy per se. Your job is to enforce the law. And the reason why you suspended this man without pay. It's because you know he broke the law. The reason why he is under criminal investigation is because you know he broke the law. Not a law that's insignificant, but a law that could have led to the death of a mother. And then he lied about what happened.
Of course, I think they need to go back and look at some of his previous arrests and see if some of what he's doing he done before. I don't believe this is his first time doing it. He probably did it. He did it before. This is probably part of his MO. But yet he's still on the force because he got a police chief that really don't care about the citizens or the law. Basically, he just wants to protect his officers, whether they're right or wrong. Well, in this case, wrong. All right, okay.
Of oath of office. At some point, the day has to come when somebody in your position, Chief, will put the handcuffs on first, just like any other citizen in your community would get handcuffs for doing what he did. And then you start the criminal investigation. Not the other way around, just because he's one of yours.
Exactly.
Right. Your brother thoughts here.
Right.
Well, first and foremost, Dr. Ritchie, I think I'm going to stop going to Walmart. A lot of these things happen after people are leaving Walmart. I don't know what's the correlation between Walmart and police shootings, but a lot of Walmart shoppers end up getting shot by police. We should talk about that. It probably has to do with the socioeconomic aspects of Walmart and also how many Walmarts there are in this country. But
right. And don't forget now, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of those Walmart employees, some of the they're terrible at customer service. They'll call the police on you in a minute and accuse you of stealing, even if you haven't stolen the thing. Then they want to check your receipts at as you're going out, and then if they're Walmart, it must be some kind of a spiritual hold over that place. Something going on in that Walmart, and then a lot of crazy people going. Yeah, you ever watch those YouTube videos about the crazy things that be going on in Walmart? My goodness, we have to investigate that someday.
Officer Melvin is not a police officer. I actually am remiss to say the words officer before I say Melvin. This is a bad person. This is a bully. This is a criminal and should be treated as such. Thankfully, Tracy Allen is still alive, mother of 5. This could have been even worse. What if one of those 5 children were in that car? The windows were so tinted, right, Officer Melvin, that you needed to stop her and to proceed into being a bully upon such. So what if you didn't see one of the kids? What if you started shooting and one of those kids were harmed? Thankfully, Tracy Allen is alive, and those cuts and wounds that people see, and they're like, well, that's not so bad. Imagine having a burning sear just seared into your skin while there's an...
But I don't know why people saying that that's not so bad. I mean, that's a disfigurement. Before, her skin wasn't disfigured. It was intact. It was, smooth and unblemished. Now she got 6 different wounds in her, and that she probably have to carry for the rest of her life. So I don't know why people is making night of that, talking about it doesn't look as bad as it is. So there's another video I want to watch. So again, shout out for Indisputable with Dr. Ritchie. But I was scrolling down over here, and there's another video over here. This is the press conference with the woman, and she's filed suit. She's seeking $25 million after being shot by DPD 6 times. So let's see what's going on over here. Hold on, who made this video? Shout out to WXYZ TV Detroit Channel 7.
All right, Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Maurice Davis. I'm a civil rights attorney. I'm attorney representing Ms. Tracy Allen. We're here today because my client, Ms. Tracy Allen, was shot 6 times by a Detroit police officer. 6 times during an encounter where she posed no physical threat to that officer. There was no justification for the use of this deadly force. She survived, but she'll live with those lifelong consequences, that physical pain, that emotional trauma, and the lasting consequences of that moment for the rest of her life. Let me be clear. This case is
Not to even mention, I know that she said prior to her getting shooting, that she felt that her life was in danger. So this is like PTSD. She probably now developed and will have for the rest of her life. She probably have nightmares and everything. Now she have fear.
about being anti-police. It's about accountability. It's about the United States Constitution. It's about seeking justice for my client's violation of her rights. It's about the basic principle in this country that no person, especially an innocent civilian, should fear being killed during a routine traffic stop. A routine traffic stop about a plate violation or a tint or speeding, whatever the officer used to justify pulling my client over, he was not justified in shooting her. On the day of this incident, my client, Tracy Allen, was terrified. She truly believed she was going to die. No one should ever be in that situation. No one should feel that their life can be taken without warning and without consequence. The lawsuit that we filed yesterday seeks justice for Ms. Allen. She demands accountability from the officer who pulled the trigger. She demands accountability from the city of Detroit for a pattern and practice of deliberate indifference and a failure to train that officer. We're suing the officer in his official capacity and the city of Detroit for employing this cowboy who violated my client's civil rights and shattered any sense of safety that she has. The officer chose to use excessive force, and that choice led to my client being shot 6 times in various places throughout her body. The law requires accountability and answers. This case is about more than Tracy Allen. It's about sending a message that violence against innocent citizens must stop. Police officers, they are entrusted with enormous power, and that power comes with responsibility. When that responsibility is abused, the courts are the proper place to ensure that accountability. Ms. Allen, she sits here today, she's a survivor. She's strong, she's courageous, she's a mother of 5. She's standing up for herself, she's standing up for her children, and for every person who believes that their life should not depend on a split-second decision made without justification. And we look forward to presenting our case in court. I want to give Ms. Allen an opportunity to describe how she felt that day. She'll touch a little bit on what happened to her, but mostly on how she felt that day during that encounter with the police officer.
Can she scoot up just a little bit?
Just scoot up a little bit. Ms. Allen, take your time. I know it's going to be hard, but tell the press where you were going that day.
It's just amazing. It's a blessing that she is still alive and she did survive through that. It's 6 times, and then from what I'm thinking, that since the windows was tinted, they was just blindly shooting anywhere, and so she could have got hit anywhere. She didn't get hit from the looks of it in her head or in her face, or in her body. It didn't. The bullets didn't pierce through any vital organs or everything. So just thank God for that. It's like we're here 1 minute, we can be here 1 minute and then gone the next. We just never know when it's our time to go. So praise God for her and I pray that she take this opportunity to like thank the Lord above, because she's still here for a reason.
And how you felt when you initially were pulled over by that officer?
I was going home. I was leaving Walmart.
You were getting some things for your children, right?
Yes,
Okay, you grabbed some Halloween.
costumes.
Okay,
And was on my way back home.
okay, and then what happened?
I got pulled over. As I was getting pulled over, I asked God to protect me as I was getting pulled over.
You felt something wasn't right initially?
Correct.
Okay, all right. And then how'd you feel during the encounter when the officer walked up?
I didn't even understand why I was getting pulled over. So he explained it why, and I disagreed.
Okay. And at some point, the officer escalated, right?
Correct.
He pulled out a firearm.
No. Not at that point. He asked me for my license and registrations and proof of insurance. I gave it to him. My insurance was on my phone. I guess I was moving too slow for him.
Okay.
So he began to try to argue with me. We went back and forth, and I asked for a supervisor several times. He didn't give it to me, so I dialed 911 and told the operator that I feared for my life and asked her to stay on the phone with me. After that, he called for backup. The backup officer pulled up and pepper sprayed me. At that point, I was already outnumbered.
What just happened? Like, what happened in the middle between the second his backup coming in the time that they peppered? What did the backup just came and they came up on? I'm assuming she's still in the car, and they came up to her window and this pepper sprayed her. I mean, there had to be some kind of going back and forth. But what I haven't heard anything about the 911 a recording coming out, to support her story, because she asked the 911 operator to remain on the line with her. So they have to be some kind of recording out there, but I haven't so far heard anything about that recording as of yet.
So, put my vehicle in drive, and I pulled off.
And not towards officers or anything, correct?
No,
Okay. And then at some point, talk about when the officer opened fire.
I was on.
What were you doing?
I was on my way to the police.
Okay.
She was driving
And they
to
blocked me
safety.
in. Once they blocked me in, first he was in front of my car and he ordered me to get out. He had already had his gun out, so I thought I was gonna get shot in my head. So he moved from the front to the side. As he moved to the side, he asked me to get out the car twice. I shook my head no.
And he's
Yeah.
pointing a firearm at you, correct?
Yeah. That's when he began to shoot my truck up. As he shot my truck up, I pulled off. I didn't know I was hit until I got to the light. After I got to the light, I kept going until I made it to the police station and told them that he shot me.
Okay. How'd you feel?
Thought I was gonna die.
Any questions?
First off, really sorry this happened to you, Tracy. As you look back on this situation, well, first, how long were you in the hospital for, and what's going through your mind as you're in the hospital, suffering from these gunshot wounds and still in police custody? Because they took you from there to the DDC, correct?
Yeah.
Walk me through that.
Well, after I refused to talk to the investigators, they took the phones and stuff and told me I couldn't talk to nobody. So after that, the police set it outside the doors until I guess the blood had stopped. And then after that, I went to jail. I didn't get no reason why I was going to jail. All I knew I was going to jail was, I asked the officer, and he told me, the two officers that was in front of the door, I asked them what I was going to jail for, and they said they couldn't tell me. They was new to the case. So basically, I was just going to jail because I was going too slow to give him my insurance. That's all I knew that I was going to jail for.
And as you're in the hospital, what's running through your mind? You said they took your phone. Have you been able to get in contact with kids, family?
No,
Right, that's what
nobody
I
knew.
was wondering.
shocked.
So I'm assuming they must have removed the phone from the room also. They just like cut off all kinds of points of contact. And she got 5 children, so you know she's worried about her children, like wanting to know, you know, um, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
How frustrating was it when you heard the narrative in the beginning of what happened and you're probably thinking that's not what happened, you know? How frustrating was that?
I didn't know what happened until I got to the jail, and the officers told me that the officer was hanging from my truck, and I said no, he wasn't. That never happened. And they told me I'll have my day in court.
When you were first pulled over, what gave you the indication that it could be kind of a dangerous situation?
When he told me about my plate,
Was it the officer's demeanor?
yeah.
Okay. Just leave it there.
Did the chief of police reach out to you when you finally saw the video or?
No.
The chief, he did. He said that he was initially told some preliminary information about what happened, and then later came out and said the body-worn camera footage of the incident was in stark contrast to what he was told happened. And he even, I can't remember what he said verbatim. It had like a message for you and said, like, listen, we're getting her out of DDC. The charges against her are going to be dropped. Do you think the chief deserves any credit for how he came out and tried to clear up the situation that happened that day?
Yeah. I'm actually glad that he stood on business, but that still doesn't justify me getting shot.
And how are you doing today with being shot 6 times? How are you feeling?
I would be lying if I told you I was okay. Mentally, I'm not. Physically, I'm not.
How are your kids doing? I mean, how do you explain that to them?
I haven't explained it to them.
Do they know what happened?
No.
What's your recovery been like? 'Cause I mean, like looking at you, you look great. No one would probably imagine that you've been shot 6 times and what have. Walk me through what your recovery has been like, Tracy.
It hasn't been great. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's nerve damage. I got permanent marks that's never gonna go away on my arm and my legs, both arms. So it's not something that you can just roll.
You
over
lost
and be
feeling.
okay.
You lost feeling in your hands, correct?
Yeah, like right now, my hand is cold and my other hand is not.
And then, like I said before, those scars are on her that wasn't on her before. So this is like some kind of disfigurement. And as far as her skin goes, what kind of question was that? How is a person supposed to look like that has been shot like 6 times? I guess she's supposed to be paralyzed on some, in a bed, in a hospital bed, and can't move. But, it's by the grace of God that he protected her. And she did say that she prayed at the start when he first pulled the order over to ask God to protect her from, harm. And so that's exactly what he did. Notwithstanding that she was shot 6 times, but she wasn't shot, and she is still here. I mean, she wasn't shot fatally. You understand what I'm saying? So, she's still here. She still have life. She's still able to see her 5 kids, her family, but she has the scars to prove it. And God did protect her vital organs because her vital organs wasn't hit by a bullet, by any one of those 6 bullets.
Where were you shot? Was it your arms and your legs?
Yes.
Yes.
You initially drove to the precinct after the shooting. When you arrived, what was their demeanor like? Were they more accepting? Were they quick to offer you medical care?
When I got there, their guns was out on me, all of them. And I told them I was shot. That's when they got to surrendering first aid and cutting my jacket and stuff off.
From the time that you arrived to when they gave you the aid, do you know about how long?
I wonder what the officer radioed in to tell his fellow officers about what was happening, because for her to arrive at the police station and she arrived and look and see they also had guns out and ready to shoot. So I wonder what what was the communication, what was the messages going back and forth between the officer that was angry that first pulled her over, and his fellow officers that he was talking to. Now, I am interested. It just seemed like there's some kind of there is like fill-ins or something. You know, I want to get the full, complete story, and I understand that she's like nervous and she probably's not feeling like herself, and you know she's probably leaving out some parts, because it just seemed like there are some parts missing, especially what caused the officer to become angry and impatient, which that could be just how he is, and then what happened with this when he called that backup officer, he came and he just pepper sprayed. Like what transpired between that time and that pepper spray? It sounded like he got out the car and just went up to her and pepper sprayed. That's what I'm saying. I would like to know the communications between those officers, and what did that officer, the primary officer, say to the secondary officer, and what did the primary and the secondary officer say to the officers that was at the police station, you know, to cause them to have their guns drawn as well. So I am curious as of what transpired in between.
That might have taken, I don't know, it's probably pretty hard to guess times.
Well, once I told them that I was shot, that's when they surrendered first aid. Well, the lady officer surrendered first aid.
So when you drove up to them, they already had their guns drawn?
Yeah.
Those
Because
officers were watching. What would you say to them?
I'm
If
sorry.
they're watching this right now, or if you were what would you say to them?
I don't have anything to say to them at all. I mean, I basically
Everything's said in the lawsuit. Lawsuit's filed. They're gonna be served as office servers with our process server. The city's gonna be served, I expect, sometime in the next few days. The officer's gonna be served as well. So the lawsuit, the complaint speaks for itself. She'll have her day in court.
Who's listed as the defendants, the officer and the city?
And Officer Zachary Melvin. I'll give you a copy of the complaint if you need it.
He's the only officer that fired the shots?
Yes, as far as my knowledge. The city hasn't released any body cam footage that I'm aware.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know the status of
We
the
filed a FOIA request, and it's been extended, and we haven't heard anything. So now we'll move to the discovery process during the lawsuit.
Have you been in contact with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, kind of where they stand on this case?
I have not. I would urge them to file criminal charges against the officer.
Have you heard anything about any internal investigation, in DPD, or how they might be handling this if they are reviewing the incident?
I have not. We've sent letters. Like I said, we filed our FOIA request. We notified them that she's represented by counsel. She's been represented for some time since this incident, and it's been crickets. They were pretty silent about even naming the officer who committed this heinous act against my client. The silence
That's
is
because
deafening.
they probably was trying to get their stories together. Who would say what, who would say what. Not taking into account that there's other video. Well, one video that we know of that was taken from a home security camera, and I would like to see that. And then I wonder the body cam video. What did that show? It should show the contradict what the officer verbally said happened. It should show what really happened if they didn't alter it, or if it was body cam from the beginning. If the body cam was on or something. I haven't heard about the body cam being showing anything.
Did you just wait to file it now? Just time to gather everything? Kind of
We were gathering information.
Where did you get the number from? I believe it was 25 million.
25 million, that's, my client is going to be affected by this for the rest of her life. She's potentially looking at surgery. She has children that she's not able to provide for. She's in therapy. 25 million sends a message to the city. It sends a message to the police department and police departments across this country that this is not going to be stood for. You will be held accountably one way or another.
Since the incident till now, have the officer been disciplined in any way?
I don't know. That's something I would like
He
to.
said the officer been disciplined. I think in that last video it said that he was on administrative leave without pay, but he wasn't fired. He wasn't arrested. He was just on administrative leave without pay.
No.
So just to be clear, they've given basically no communication.
No communication. We've heard nothing at all.
A part of the information that you're trying to get on the officer, is there like a history of him responding in similar ways or any other incidents?
I don't know. I'm going to get that information during the discovery process as the case proceeds. We're going to get his entire history, his entire officer file, and we're going to see if he's been involved in any type of incident.
Yeah, I believe he probably was involved in prior incident. You know, check out his record. Find out what's been going on with him behind the scenes, and what's been documented. And if he do have like prior incidences, why is he still on the force?
It was hard enough getting his name in order to file the lawsuit.
This is a federal case?
It's a federal case, yes. All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Can we just, without the microphones away, can you just kind of show us your injuries again?
Yes, you can do that.
Just standing right there.
So what are we seeing here, Tracy? You said, can you just kind of walk us, show us, so you were shot in that arm, what, 3 times?
No, 4.
So did any of them, if you don't mind me asking, did any of them?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's a through and through. It looked like it grazed there, but the top one looked like a through and through because she have a scar here and also a scar on the other side. So that looked like a through and through. The other one looked like they grazed. See, God looked out for her. God had his hands on her.
Did the bullets stay in your arm? Did any of them pass through you? Do you mind walking us through some of those details?
The 4 in my arm went in and out. The one in my leg, not sure.
You're not sure your leg? No.
No.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
the
so
one-
she did. She just said the 4 in her arm went in and out.
my right arm went in and out.
Okay, so that is that. We're going to leave it right there. And I would definitely would like to see the video of that. I would like to see the video. Okay, so here. This is terrifying to hear. Why did he decide to shoot her 6 times? She is so lucky to be here. Yes, she is. I hope she gets every dime and his ass get fired. Get fired. Not only he fired, I hope he get arrested for attempted murder. Okay, fired without any pay, including any pension. Yeah, that's true. Hopefully it comes out of your paycheck and savings. You cannot recover monetary damages in any official capacity claim. This lawyer sucks. She is essentially not asking for money if the claim is only an official capacity claim. You are absolutely correct, 100%. I retained this joke, and he didn't do crap for me. What? Joker. Well, I retained this joker, and he didn't do, I don't cuss, so I'm going to say crap for me. Never returned my phone calls. MFR kept my case for almost 6 months, then contacted me only to tell me he was no longer representing me. Jive butt. Unprofessional scammer. Oh, must have went to night school to obtain his bar card. Oh man, that's not that's not good. It is official capacity, and is it I'm sorry y'all. Is it official capacity or personal capacity? Okay, not with Maurice Davis. Retained him. Wait, yeah. And what a disaster. Never returned phone calls, just unprofessional and didn't give a crap. Okay, that's not, that's not good. I hope she got the right lawyer representing her. Having to call the police on the police is insane. Prayer for her and her children. Thank God she survived, and I hope she get the multi-million-dollar settlement. And I really hope that she does also. But I was trying to hold on, here go. I'm trying to find. Oh, I think I found the video, y'all. This is what I was looking for. The video of the home camera here.
The city of Detroit
Okay.
and one of its...
Hold on. Let me go back over here. Hold on, y'all. Let's go back over here and watch it. I think I found it. Okay, but shout out to WXYZ TV Detroit Channel 7. Okay, let's go.
The city of Detroit and one of its police officers hit with a $25 million lawsuit. This lawsuit stems from the shooting of an unarmed woman this past October. Tracy Allen was originally stopped for traffic violations. She says she told the officer she was scared and then asked for a supervisor. Instead, a backup police officer came, and Allen says she was then pepper sprayed and shot 6 times. Video from that incident shows Allen being boxed in by DPD officers, then shot while driving away. According to Police Chief Todd Bettison, both are policy violations. Allen is seeking damages for physical and emotional trauma, medical expenses, and loss of income. Allen spoke alongside her attorney to 7 News Detroit.
As he moved to the side, he asked me to get out the car twice. I shook my head no.
And he's pointing the firearm at you, correct?
Yeah. That's when he began to shoot my truck up. As he shot my truck up, I pulled off. I didn't know I was hit until I got to the light. I got permanent marks that's never going to go away.
The officer who fired the gun was suspended without pay.
All right, I don't understand. Why did they stop the video right there? Suspended it without pay. What the F is? He should be doing prison time, same as anyone else would be. All right, but it's wild. It didn't show the actual. Okay, how long was that video? That video was, what, a minute or so? How long was it? Okay, but here's another one by the same WXYZ X, Y, Z, and this is for 2 minutes. Okay, maybe we'll find out more here.
All
Let's
right,
see
good
if
news
we
there.
can
Thank you so much, Allie. Well,
find
today, the
more.
city of Detroit and one of its police officers are expected to be served with a $25 million lawsuit for the shooting of an unarmed woman.
And this is a story that we've been following since it happened last October. Tracy Allen was originally stopped for a traffic violation, and she says she repeatedly expressed fear and asked for help, and was then pepper sprayed, boxed in, shot 6 times, and arrested. DPD subsequently suspended the officer without pay.
Well, 7 News Detroit reporter Brittany Tulish joins us live from downtown Detroit with the latest. And Brittany, what has Allen said about her experience that day and since?
Keenan, Alicia, during that traffic stop, Tracy Allen says she told that officer she was scared and asked for a supervisor. Instead, a backup officer showed up. She was then pepper sprayed and shot 6 times. About that incident, she says, quote, "In part, I was terrified. I believed I was going to be killed. I kept asking for help and was shot over and over again." Now, this is video from Concord and Outer Drive where Tracy Allen was being boxed in by DPD officers, then shot while driving away. Both are policy violations per Chief Todd Bettison and part of the reason for the $25 million lawsuit. It seeks damages for physical and emotional trauma, medical expenses, and loss of income. The defendants, both the officer involved and the city. The officer accused of the use of excessive and unconstitutionally deadly force, and the city for maintaining a pattern of practice of unconstitutional policing. Initially, while on scene, Chief Bettison said Tracy refused to give her license and registration, initiating the pursuit. Then 24 hours later, after gathering details and watching footage, the story flipped. Tracy went from being the suspect to the victim, and the officer placed on leave for policy violations.
We do not shoot at moving vehicles unless it is an extreme circumstance where life is at jeopardy. She did give her license. She did give her registration. If a supervisor had been called, I don't think it would have went this way.
I don't think so either.
That officer was first suspended with pay, then suspended without pay after an early November police commissioners meeting. Tracy and her attorney are expected to address the media about this lawsuit today at 10 a.m. And DPD was also contacted for comment, but they said they do not comment on pending litigation. We'll be following this very closely, Keenan and Alicia, and have cameras here when Tracy and her attorney talks to us. But for now, live in downtown Detroit, I'm Brittany Tulish for 7 News Detroit this morning.
Yeah, more details to come in this case. Thank you for your
All right, good news there.
So
Thank you
there
so
we
much.
have it. That was just a little bit more. I thought that when she first stopped and they boxed her in, that's where I thought that the shooting occurred. But it just so happened that she got out of the first box in and took off again. And then one of the officers said that the officer was shooting at a moving vehicle. So she wasn't stopped. So he just shot her. Wait a minute. Wait. She moved. Now the video moving, she said the officer got in front of her. Is that the first stop when he boxed him? Because I saw that he got out the car and he was like kind of on the side of it. Well, a little bit on the front, and then he moved to the side. And then that's when she took off and he got back into the car. And then did he just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But there it is. I hope she get here. Where's the video? All right, dang, the officer got suspended without pay. That's where it has to be serious. Well, it is serious anytime he violated a policy. That's a policy violation. He should have called the superior when she requested for that, and he called him back up. And so it looked like it was. Let me see. I counted 1, 2, about 3, 4, 5. It was like five cars at that first stop when they boxed her in. And then another comment said, "Enough is enough. When will it stop?" I did get I did. The next one said, "I did a quick Google search and found nothing reported by any media outlet in regards to the original incident. How is that possible? It's possible because it's a cover-up. They're trying to cover their butt. And then what she say? Remember Pepper? Well, apparently, sweetie, you didn't do your research right. What the hell you think the news is sitting up here talking about it for? Are you kidding me, or are you just crazy? This happened last year, so again, do your research this time and do it correctly. And then she wants to share the link of the original incident. I haven't heard of any body cam, nor have I heard about the 911 recording. So I didn't do a Google search. I'm getting these from YouTube, from their YouTube, and I believe in the original video, the news was showing police chief saying she was in the wrong, but they wasn't releasing the footage. Then he changed the story after Ring camera footage. All right, this why they shouldn't run to the press soon as something happens. He talked super crazy in this original interview, then had to backtrack his word. That's what I said. The chief just looked like he, one of them howdy doody dudes, So, all right, so that's that. And if I hear anything more about this story or find the original footage, as that one commenter said, it has to be more out there. It just seemed like there should be more to the story. And it also seemed like that officer is definitely violated some policy, procedures, or whatever that you call it. Because number one, where's the body cam? His body cam, the other officer's body cam, as well as the 911 recording. Because the young lady did ask the 911 operator to remain on the line. So I wonder how long she was on and how much was recorded. So I believe there's a lot more to this story, and I also believe that a lot of it is getting covered up for now. In the future, it may come out. So that is it, y'all, and thank you for watching. And I'm going to end it here, and I will see you in my next video. Y'all be with us. Okay, I'm out.